when we exist in relationship to anyone and anything else, that invites in duties, responsibility, and certain obligations to these people. Hello everyone, happy Wednesday, and welcome to our daily ritual. My name is Reese and I'm with the Cohere Collective, and today we are focusing on the third pillar of coherence, which is the other that manifests as community. This is an offered intention today for our ritual, an offered focus, but of course, if you would like to call in anything else or pair that with this theme, you are absolutely encouraged to do so. To get us started today, I am going to light some sage to cleanse our shared space. And as I do so, I invite you to close your eyes or soften your vision and begin to deepen your breath. As your breath deepens, let this be an initiation back into the present moment. You are here, right here, wherever that is. And these next few minutes are a time for you to just be here now. You don't need to be in the past or thinking about the future. Give yourself the permission to exist exactly as you are in this present moment. Maybe shift your body a little bit if you need to get more comfortable here in this present moment. Make your next breath a little deeper and extend the exhale to really call in this energy of the present moment. And know that you can't do any of this wrong. And you can't do any of it right either. You can only do it. Here in a moment, I am going to invite you to take a deep breath with me. And when we do so, I want you to make it the deepest breath of the day so far. Okay, whenever you're ready, take that deep breath in. And keep expanding, really fill up like a balloon. And exhale. And tune into the collective, to everyone that is joining us here in this present moment, across space, across time, sharing this breath and sharing this ritual. Slowly allow your breathing to return to a comfortable, natural rhythm. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes. Sage popped in the middle of that breath. I'll probably try and edit that out because I think it'll be a little startling. Because it was startling for me. Okay, I am going to start shuffling our cards for today, and as I do so, I invite you to call back in this theme of the other, of community, and anything else that you may want to focus on today. You may be feeling a lot of sporadic energy about this right now, a lot of confusion, and like there's a lot of options around. But our card for today is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. I've shared this in the past, but I call this the Beauty and the Beast card because it feels very much like Disney princess energy, because we see a beautiful maiden in a floral gown in a garden, a bird atop her finger, and 9 pentacles nestled into these grape bushes behind her. And in right side up, this card is ultimate freedom and dominion over oneself despite our external circumstances. To get this in reverse, especially on Community Day, is a call to notice the ways in which we are not free. And this isn't, I don't mean this in a think about the ways that you're being held down and oppressed, even though there is time and space to do that. I mean this in think about the obligation that we inherently have to our community. As human beings, we are communal creatures. We are tribal by nature. And when we exist in relationship to anyone and anything else, that invites in duties, responsibility, and certain, I'll use the same word, obligations to these people. Sure, we could live in total isolation if we wanted. We could live completely off the grid with our own garden and cooking just for ourselves with no one to rely on us, not needing to rely on any of the structures of community. Is there a way that one could do that? Potentially. I think it would be really hard, but you could. All of us must rely on these systems and structures that are around us. If we get sick, we rely on the healthcare system. If we experience grief or loss, we rely on our community's support and the structures that are in place to help bring us back to ourselves. Right? I could keep going through examples, but as humans, we exist within community for a reason. And that means that we do have a duty. We do have a job to treat these people that support us, that love us, that are a part of this journey with us, with love, with care, with honesty, with openness. But it's also a call to look at the duty of creating these communities in a whole and healthy and aligned way. If there is something that is maligned or inconsistent in these systems or structures or in the communities you exist within, where does your responsibility come in to that community? At what point is being a part of the solution this obligation to act, this obligation to meet tension with our hope, with our forward movement? This does make me think on a broader scale, on a more global scale, that, we all exist within community with each other. A nation is a community. A country is a community. A city is a community. And when those systems and structures on those really large scales aren't working, as a community member, what do you feel called to do to make those right? On a smaller scale, if there's tension within your family or within your friend group or within maybe an organization that you work with, I think it's much easier to feel the obligation because there isn't this large scale kind of bystander effect that exists when we think about the overarching kind of nation aspect of this. But again, it remains the same. What is your obligation to the communities around you? And in that way, do we ever really have perfect freedom? No. Right? I mean, John Locke talks about perfect freedom as the ability to do anything and everything we want and to exist within a community, within a nation, within a government and a governance system is sacrificing that perfect freedom for something in return, for protection, for structure, for community, for safety. because you have sacrificed this perfect freedom for the things you get in return, it is also up to us to continue crafting what we are sacrificing for. If we know we must sacrifice to be in community, it is our duty to make sure that the thing we are sacrificing for is worth the sacrifice, and for future community members. To move into our mantra today, inspired by this idea of the other, of community, and our card, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Our mantra is going to be, I own my responsibility to my community. Yeah. Okay, whenever you're ready, I am going to invite you to take another deep breath with me. And on the exhale, we will repeat this mantra, I own my responsibility to my community. Okay, when your breathing pattern allows, take that deep breath in. And exhale, repeating the mantra, I own my responsibility to my community. For our practice today, I want you to think about what that responsibility is. You don't have to necessarily act on it or take action today. Again, I think some of these practices, making them attainable for the day of is important, but also making them as a commitment to continue working on this is a part of the practice, right? Because I understand it's a Wednesday, we have things going on, but it's a practice to return back to this idea of responsibility. So to really get the ball of this energy rolling, think about what you really view that responsibility as. What do you owe to your fellow human? What do you owe to your fellow community members? And what do they owe to you? And how can we strike this balance? And then use that to make a commitment to return to this idea, to return to making the sacrifice of community a worthy one. Thank you very much for being here with me today, for being a part of my community. Just saying that got me emotional, but that came up kind of out of nowhere. But truly, thank you for being a part of my community and for making the sacrifices I make for this community feel really worthwhile. I really hope you enjoyed today's ritual. Please share it with someone that you think would also enjoy it or could use this message today. And let me know in the comments down below what community this calls to mind for you. Does this make you think of your nation, your country, your town, your family, a friend group, your school, an organization? What community does this make you think of, and why? Thank you very much for being here and being in community with me today. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow. Our Daily Ritual is a podcast by the Cohere Collective that helps you build purpose and coherence into your daily routine. Wherever you are listening or watching, please follow, subscribe, like, rate, review, comment, share, all the things so that you can sprinkle a little fairy dust on the algorithm for me and hopefully share this with people who will resonate with it, and this will also inspire to continue doing this work as well. A big thank you to Podington Bear for our Daily Rituals theme music, and as always, I hope you feel like you are living more coherently. Until next time, love.